آمنوا أن تخشع قلوبهم لذكر الله وما نزل من الحق ولا يكونوا كالذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبل فطال عليهم الأمد فقست قلوبهم وكثير منهم فاسقون.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear sister, and welcome to a series that I'm excited to share with you called Soul on a Mission: The Calling, the Woman, the Journey, and the Purpose. And this is a series in which I'll talk to you, the female servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and really share the fact that you are not here haphazardly. You are not here haphazardly, and you're not someone with little importance in this world, and you're especially not someone with little importance to your Lord. And in understanding what it truly means to be a soul on a mission, this series will, inshallah ta'ala, be divided into 4 sections: the calling, your calling in this world; the woman that you need to become in order to fulfill that calling; the journey that it takes, that you must traverse, that we all must traverse in actualizing that calling, okay? And the purpose, what is it all for? And that's what we'll be talking about. Now I'll be sharing how you, my dear sister, you have a pivotal role to play in your own wellness and elevation, but also that of your family and your community and the world at large, all with the goal of being pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and gaining his ultimate reward, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Now I know that for many of the sisters that I've spoken to or worked with in recent years, with the different shifts and events that have been going on around the world, things have seemed very overwhelming, unjust, catastrophic, and sometimes without meaning. From oppression to war to financial instability to health crises to immorality and societal decay. Many people are feeling helpless and hopeless, wondering what they can possibly do to change the tide. And for women especially, we can have a tendency to feel that this whole correction of society thing is men's business. So our hearts break, we shed tears, we make dua, we donate, but we don't feel like there's much that we can actually do. And then there's the personal struggles that many of us have, whether it's personal health issues, dysfunctional relationships, financial instability, divorce, loss, struggles with our children, trauma and abuse, or strained spiritual connection, where you can feel like, who am I to dream big? Or who am I to think that I can help anyone else when I can barely help myself? In the midst of the storm, it can be easy to lay down, to fold up, and to check out. But that's when the shaitan wins. Because, my dear sister, if that is the case, if you are inconsequential, if you don't feel like you have an impact by Allah's permission, then you've forgotten why we're here. Understand that the things that we go through, whether individually or collectively as a society, whether it's the happiness, the trials, the traumas, the achievements, right? Yes, they can take center stage in our consciousness and even overwhelm our psyche at times, but in reality, they are all incidental to the main goal. Because everything that we experience in life serves one purpose. One purpose. These events, they're a means of pulling us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by how we respond to them, right? And how we evolve to meet the moment, building the muscles of iman, spiritual fortitude, of emotional resilience, tawakkul, dua, and beneficial action. Becoming the person who can handle what comes, right? Being able to turn trial into triumph by Allah's permission, and to realize the wisdom and the gifts in the pain, and use that newfound wisdom to elevate in your own life and spiritual connection, and to light the path for others who are still struggling and feel as you once did. This is when you meet the hero within, as I call it, the hero within, the version of you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing and stretching and purifying, right? Just like gold is purified by fire. And just like that sword, that sharp sword that is being scorched and banged and forged with the bellows, in the with the heat in the blacksmith's fire, your trial by fire, although seemingly insurmountable right now, it is the ingredient needed to unlock and elevate and sharpen you in ways that you can't yet imagine and may find hard to understand. Because we each have a mission. We each have a mission in this lifetime, sometimes several missions, and a reason that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us in this time, in these circumstances, in our particular family, in our particular country. Like, there's a reason for that. And we each have a unique means of ibaadah and of realizing our full potential in His service. And some of our deepest pain and challenges were actually the catalyst to getting us to that place of realizing that we are truly a soul on a mission. But there's also the other side of the coin. We can go through these different situations in our lives. We can experience pain and hardship and even happiness and ease. But they do the opposite to us. They don't bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the worst scenario, they actually push us away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by how we react to them, right? Not having a clear spiritual head on our shoulders and being lost in what's happening and how it affects us, so that, as my British sisters say, we miss the plot. We totally miss the plot. We don't ascribe our life and our successes and our challenges to a unique path that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking us down in fulfillment of a higher purpose. When we don't appreciate that, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us from resources and skills, and we're not using that in His pleasure, when we get so caught up in our personal pain and we miss the opportunities to find purpose in that pain, right? Find purpose in that pain and to help the Ummah and in turn help ourselves. Because know that whatever it is that you're experiencing, my dear sister, trial or ease, success or seeming failure, happiness or sadness, if we're not filtering this through and striving to live our true purpose consciously and consistently, then it's all for naught. Because the gauge for whether you're doing well is not whether you're seemingly successful or pain-free in this life, but whether, as the scholars say, no matter what the circumstances, you are the same. Whether He gives you or takes away from you, you're the same. Whether you have a lot or whether you have a little, whether you're in hardship or whether you have ease, right? That whatever situation you're in, you understand clearly that each one is a means for you gaining closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through that situation. And that in whatever situation you're in, you seek to be a key of good, right? A key unlocking good for yourself and for others. As Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said, be a key for good and not a key that unlocks evil. Ya'udhu billah. And you're a key that not only unlocks good, but you're seeking to draw people to the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we know that there's enough darkness in the world right now. We are surrounded by darkness, and we need those who will stand up and reflect the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, my dear sister, we need to be shaken out of our slumber. That is evidence. If we have not seen that from events in the last few years, then we are blind. May Allah correct us. We need to be shaken out of our slumber. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Surah Al-Hadid, ayah 16, has the time not come? And this is speaking to the believers. Has the time not come for those who have believed that their hearts should become humbly submissive to the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what has come down of the truth, right? What was revealed? And let them not be like those who were given the scripture before, and a long period passed over them, so their hearts became hard, and many of them are defiantly disobedient. Subhanallah. O believers, has the time not come? My dear sister, has the time not come? We have a responsibility in this dunya, the men of us and the women of us, right? We all have a responsibility. My dear sister, this is a call to stand up and to be counted as those believers who will reconnect with their fitra, who will cleanse their souls, who will accept their calling, and who will traverse the journey that your Lord has set in front of you. But in order to do so, we have to heal the ills and the traumas that we're struggling with. We have to elevate our character. We have to increase in knowledge and obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we must truly know the enemy, shaitan, and constantly be at war with him in the many different forms that he takes so that we can thwart his plans for us and thwart his plans for the world. Now, I'm a person who likes to experience things in a 360 way. So my goal is always to make learning, healing, or personal and spiritual development to make it really creative, adventurous, deep, and transformational. So, and that's especially true in this series, which is a call to healing, to relevance, to purpose, and to contribution for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, my dear sister, I want you to take a moment. Now, I want you to envision yourself, okay? No matter where you are, what you look like, what your circumstances, I want you to envision yourself as a seeker, as a spiritual warrior, as a hero in training, as a soul on a mission. And I don't care what where you are, what your circumstances and background. I want you to imagine yourself as a critical piece of the unfolding of destiny, of playing a part in Allah's divine qadr, because you literally are. And this will help you to absorb, what I'll be sharing over the next several days and truly apply it on multiple dimensions, inshallah ta'ala. So hold that image of yourself as we move through this experience over Ramadan and just keep coming back to that. I am a spiritual warrior. I am a seeker. I am a soul on a mission. And know that what I'll be sharing is not something new or invented, but every prophet, every messenger went through a similar process: seclusion and introspection, deep reflection and self discipline, healing soul wounds, making their way to a deeper understanding of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and acceptance of their purpose and their mission, and then patiently persevering upon that purpose and that mission. And any leader or anyone of consequence that has come after them has done the same. Mark my words. And you too, my dear sister, you are a person of consequence. And if you think to yourself, I'm just a woman, I'm just a woman, isn't all this seeking and desiring to be of contribution, like, isn't this the domain of men? Subhanallah. Then I will leave you with the words of our eminent scholar, Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, who said that women are half of the Ummah. Women are half of the Ummah, and they give birth to the other half of the Ummah. So it is as if they are the entire Ummah. SubhanAllah. So whether you know it or not, my dear sister, you have a profound importance and a mission on this earth. You are a soul on a mission. The question is, will you accept it? Inshallah ta'ala will continue in the next installment. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تنصروا الله ينصركم ويثبت أقدامكم قد أفلح من زكاها